So we finished up season 3 of The Mandalorian, and they sure did try and do a lot in this season. There's a lot of religious undertones and whatnot, that they're trying to tell the story of these peoples that need to be united once again. Almost every episode in the season has its title is a religious term, from the apostate to just a bunch of them. The last two wasn't, because it was Spies and The Return, but the bulk of the season episodes in the season, the titles of the episodes were religious titles. They killed off Paz, which I wasn't best pleased with, but Jon Favreau made sure he got an awesome death scene. That he did. But in either case, I'd be enjoying this a lot more if they weren't trying to. Basically, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni have been tasked with making chicken salad out of chicken shit concerning the mess that is the sequel trilogy. And it is a mess, not just story-wise and continuity-wise, and there's so many things that don't make sense in the sequel trilogy, and because of that, Dave and John are having to play fill in the blanks with the past in order to make the sequel trilogy more palatable. I personally think that's a waste of their talents, but it is what it is. I am still enjoying the series that they're doing. I was not looking forward to Ahsoka, but now with the prospect of the return of Grand Admiral Thrawn, I certainly am looking forward to it now. I thought for sure Grogu was going to speak in that last episode, but he did not. So that's I'm not sure where they will go from here. I don't know when or if they're actually planning a season 4. I actually think that where they have Din and Grogu set up at this point, I really think that they are in a fantastic place to actually make a open world RPG game a la Red Dead Redemption 2, surrounding those two characters. I think they're really set up. They've tied it up with a nice bow, and at this point it's just going to be based off of, where they left us. We're left to believe that it's just going to be, random adventures at this point. Well, random adventures fits a video game perfectly. So I'd like to see that, but who the hell knows if we actually will. I certainly don't know, but it'll be interesting to see where this whole thing actually goes. I've heard that apparently it's going to build to a movie that Dave Filoni is directing, so that'll be interesting. Maybe we'll see Din and Grogu back for the movie? I don't know. Some people are speculating that we're going to see Grogu leading the Mandalorians against the Jedi in Kathleen Kennedy's Star Wars movie starring Daisy Ridley that's supposed to be set 15 years after The Rise of Skywalker, which, putting Grogu in it might be the only way they could get me to watch it, because I just was so disgusted with the sequel trilogy. It wasn't even funny. It's not the whole trilogy even. I was okay with The Force Awakens to a large degree. You know, I did not hate it. It was but The Last Jedi was terrible, and The Rise of Skywalker was disjointed and just, it felt like you watched the beginning of one movie, the middle of another, and the ending to a third, and it didn't gel well. And it was a little jarring when compared to what, the linear storytelling we were used to with Star Wars. So, but yeah, I don't know. Lots of rumors going around, and who the hell knows what the truth is. And what the truth is right now, it may not be, a year from now, because things can change. I've heard it said before about films, and I would imagine it's true concerning not just films, but also television properties and whatnot, is you don't finish them, they just escape, and how far you got is how far you got. So, in either case, I was not disappointed with season 3. I mean, obviously, there are always things that we're going to think they could do better, and what I think they could have done better may not match what you think they could have done better, and that's all well and good. That's kind of part of the fun, isn't it? The destruction of the Darksaber kind of sucks, but at the same time, Bo-Katan is now in a place where she doesn't really need that thing in order to lead the people of Mandalore. She's already reunited them. I was waiting for the armorer to betray everyone. Just had a weird feeling about her from very early on, that she was not trustworthy. There was just something off, but maybe they did things in order to try and make people feel that way, because I'm not the only one. But she did not end up betraying anybody, so that's all well and good. But I would say we got the death of Moff Gideon, but we didn't see a body. Funny thing about film is, if you don't see a body, they might not actually be dead. You can't make that assumption. So, in either case, if you haven't watched it, I don't know why you're watching this, but if you haven't watched it, I would highly recommend it. There's a lot of fun, a lot of Western and samurai inclinations on it. Just some good old-fashioned storytelling. I found it to be quite enjoyable. Hopefully you will too. And I think, what do we got? We got 2 months, 2.5 months before Ahsoka. So we will see what happens with that now, won't we? Well, until then, I am Ken Carnage, and always remember that carnage